Hello, future people. Welcome to Getting Tabled. I'm Jason the Bruce, and today we're checking out the Stuff of Legend Boogeyman edition. I've been waiting for this one for a while. This is a board game that hit Kickstarter at some point. It was either early 2022 or late 2021. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'd have to double check. But when we discussed this on the podcast, I made one thing very clear. I fell in love with this instantly. This kind of ticks a lot of boxes for me. This is all based on a graphic novel that won some awards. I also have those because I purchased that through the Kickstarter as well. Long story short, a young boy gets kidnapped by the Boogeyman, and his soft toys have to go and rescue him from the darkness inside the closet. It's Toy Story-ish, but if it was a little bit more adult, I would say. This is an idea that always seems to work when it's done right. Hopefully the game does. I don't know yet. I am obviously very excited to get inside the box and have a look. And if I get my way, I will be playing this on Friday. It's currently Monday at the time of recording. As far as like feeling for what the game represents and so forth, the cover is just phenomenal. This is by Third World Studios, the Boogeyman edition. The colors in this are just really, really nice. It feels very childhood, but obviously it's a twisted, darker childhood. I really, really like what they've done. On the back, we have more artwork as opposed to what you would normally expect, which would be obligatory product shots and stuff. It's not on the sleeve. This is just a sleeve over the top of the box. But again, I really, really love this artwork. On the top, the phenomenal artwork just continues. On the side, more Boogeyman artwork. On the bottom, like they've really, really done wonders on this. None of this artwork is the same. It's all unique. The box itself, this is a completely different artwork. Down the bottom, you will see it says Boogeyman Edition. So this is a cooperative game of adventure and betrayal. So there is a potential betrayal element here. This is just really, really, really pretty. Like, if I saw this on a book, if I saw this on a bookshelf or on a store shelf, I would not be able to ignore this. I mean, there's a few games that have kind of played with this idea in the past. Like I said, it's always something that gets my attention. It's just a really, really cool idea. Straight into the toy chest. Now, the Kickstarter did say that it was coming like this, but like it's just... Come on, how can you not love that? This is interesting. There's actually holes in the box. Deliberately. To make it easier to get to stuff. I like that. I've not seen somebody do that before. These are our standees. So this is what you would get in the base edition. You're looking at about 3 mil. It's actually quite nice, thick card, honestly. Artwork is quite nice. We did see this artwork on the actual Kickstarter itself. Now we're getting into more of our tokens and stuff. Obviously, I will need to read instructions to find out what exactly this stuff is. Rules. We'll come back to these in a moment. Oh, it actually comes with a copy of the graphic novel. I didn't need to buy the hardcore edition at all. Still glad I did. Really, really, really cool artwork. That's a really nice touch. Nothing on the back. Copy of the artwork from the front of the box. Copy of the artwork from the outer sleeve. And now we're getting into the rest of the box. Card on this continues to be nice and thick. Slightly thicker, I want to say. Very, very slightly thicker than the tokens. Exhausted Heroes. Lovely piece of artwork on the back. That's a nice touch. And here we are with the actual board itself. This I'm going to need to set up. All right, and here we have the actual board game itself. Given what we've seen of the rest of the board game at this stage, artwork-wise. I don't know why I'm surprised at how pretty this looks. I've got to say, I really do love this monster here. Actually, being able to do this while it's on the floor is not very easy, so you're going to have to give me a little bit of a break here. It kind of, like, it's kind of reminiscent of a lot of like the stories and stuff that you see. So it's reminiscent of your Peter Pans. Like you've got a skull mountain over here. So whether you want to say that that's from He-Man or the Phantom, or it kind of feels more Phantom, really. Of course, you've got a lovely castle up here because you've got to have a lovely castle and a haunted woods, and it feels very much like your nursery rhymes and your children's tales and so on and so forth. Places here for your decks, tension levels and so forth. They've laid everything out nice and neatly. The cards that you see there are a standard playing card size. I measured them up against a few other things. We'll go through that. And this is what we have at the bottom of the box. So this has kind of come loose. It's meant to be down here. But lots and lots of organization, lots of room down here for your tokens and so forth, which is important. One of the things that often gets missed in board games is the organization. There is a reason why companies are out there selling editions for board games to make organization easier. These guys seem to have actually thought ahead on that, which is nice. I love the coin. Oh my lord, this is really heavy. This is the coin that you get because of the Kickstarter. That's really nice. Loyalty. Revenge. 1944. I love that coin. I love the fact that it's actually ridged. I love the fact that it's oversized because it's what it would feel like to a kid is a giant coin. Because obviously you're smaller as a kid, let alone to the soft toys. Obviously it would feel bigger to the soft toys. Card-wise, we have an action deck. We have different sized cards. So here we have Ruined Zoo. So these are our location decks by the look of it. Does look like the wrapping is a little bit tight on mine, which is something that some people will find concerning. And all of them are a bit like that. I would be getting these out of wrappers and putting them on your tables and then gently putting something over the top of them so that it can flatten them back out. If they may actually spring back into shape, but that is the way that I would go about it. Here we have, I think, our character cards. So we have Quackers, and then we also have him as his toy version. I really like that. Writing appears to be the same. Princess. Lovely. She's got leadership and pride. And likewise, she has just her toy on the other side. Percy. Percy's a pig. He's a blue pig. He is cunning. And he has cowardice. So he kind of fits into most the way that pigs are always done in cartoons. He appears to be a piggy bank. Monty the monkey. He's a wind-up monkey. He's the child's first toy. So he is the most senior toy. He's in charge. He's also sympathetic. And he's literally a wind-up monkey. We've got Max, which is the teddy bear. This is kind of our main character, I understand. So we've got strength and rage. And then obviously he is literally a teddy bear. Then we have Jester, who has wonder and arrogance. And then literally, he's a jack-in-the-box. We've got Homer, who has conviction and bluntness. That seems to make a lot of sense. I love the whole, this is how the kid thinks of them, despite they are literally just toys. I kind of like the bringing that to life thing. Kindness and pacifism for harmony. the General. He has honor and doubt and is a little toy soldier. Lovely. Is he a tin? It just says metal figurine. So for all of you metal miniature fans out here, this is the one that you want to play with. And then we have Fillmore, who has charm and greed. And he's a pewter board game token. And he is just a little hat. Probably out of something fairly generic, I reckon. All right, I'm not going to go through all of these, but we have some special cards. We have some loyalty cards. We have Boogeyman cards. We have action cards. More action. There seems to be more action cards than anything else. And weirdly, there's only 2 of the special cards, which I find interesting. So we have the Ruin Zoo. We have the Jungle. There is quite a bit of warping on these cards, so like I said, you're going to want to try and flatten those out, I would say. That is disappointing. It's not entirely unusual for board games, but it is disappointing nonetheless to see them coming like that. We've got Brooklyn Creek. We have more Ruin Zoo cards. Jungle. It looks like we've got a red and a bright and a dark version of each card. All right, and here we are with the rulebook. And already I can see that the gorgeous artwork is going to continue. I don't think that should be any surprise at this stage. Here we are going through contents. So we should have 13 Boogeyman cards. That seems about right. 78 action cards. We are only supposed to have 2 special cards. The 13 leader markers. 35 encounter cards. 19 location cards. So all of that seems pretty much right. We haven't come across the plastic stands yet. I suspect that they're going to be inside the miniature one. I'm not going to go through reading all of this. I'm just going to kind of browse through. Once I've had a game or 2 of this is actually something I do intend on playing very shortly. So I will kind of come back and give a bit of an update on that. Like I said, I am just browsing through this. If you want to know more, there is a QR code. There is an omnibus, which I'm guessing is an addition to the books that I bought. Looks really nice. Honestly, it really does. Again, I love this. I love the fact that it's a toy chest. It just works so well. The lid actually clips on, which is nice. Oh, this looks so cool. Much more solid than the He-Man stuff that we had looked at a couple of months back. Like, this looks really solid. This feels like actual hard plastic. So quality-wise, I think I'm going to have to give that I have to give that more points, honestly. Detail is absolutely phenomenal. This is just really nice. Let's have a look at the boy. There he is. The boy with all of his toys. So cool. I love the collar. Everything comes out really nicely. This is a very generic looking board game piece. It's definitely not supposed to be a top hat. It's definitely not supposed to be a very rich man that goes around in circles on a board. It's definitely not the Monopoly Man. Here we have the Jester, who is with his axes and stuff, real creepy. We got our Tin Soldier. Detail is really nice, honestly. Here we've got our stuffed bear token. There's actually some nice weight to this too, actually. We've got Scout. We've got Monty. Love his little mouth. We've got the ballerina, whose name escapes. Oh, I didn't actually notice that. Are they all detailed bases? Oh, and they're different bases too. Let's have a look at Quackers. So he's on another boat type looking one. And the princess is also on like a wooden planks and stuff. Jester's kind of on like dirt and stuff. He's on wooden planks. Wooden planks. That's nice. I like it. It gives you more options for the way you paint them up. He just looks like a beefcake. That's so cool. So cool. There's our plastic sandies. These are nice and boring. We don't need to look at those. There is a plastic version of the coin because the metal one was a Kickstarter exclusive. And here we have upgraded versions of some of the tokens. So this is a wound marker. I will need to replace mine with that. And these are our exit markers. There are cardboard versions of this in the box, so I need to take them out and replace them with these. Still, nice hard plastic. They're kind of like in the middle of being like a toy pose and being a real person. Given that we've got multiples, I'm going to start just showing off a couple from each bag. So these are some knights, again, obviously minions. These are some evil cowboys. Like I said, I'm just going to show off a couple of these. These are still in that harder plastic, so everything really looks nice. And this guy is ugly. Oh my lord, I love this guy. I kind of want to paint him up to be as gross as I possibly can. I love the giant nose. That's cool. So, the ultimate layout, we have miniatures on top, all of our booklets, and our art pieces, followed by the board. And that is how everything ends up fitting in the box. It actually works out really nicely. There's probably a little bit of these, a little bit too many of these. They don't quite sit. They kind of just float on top. Honestly, that's the biggest criticism I could have. Honestly, I'm really excited about this. The only fault that I can have is that there's a couple of tokens that kind of swish around inside the box a little bit. It's really not much. The cards did come out of their packaging a little bit warped. It's not entirely unusual, to be honest. I'm really nitpicking to find faults with this. It looks amazing. My intention is to rope a few people in for a game on Friday. Fingers crossed. I know a lot of them want to play 40k, but I'm hoping that I can rope them into a game. And otherwise, my intention is to get back to you within the month as to what I think about how the game plays. You've made it through to the end of another video. Your next mission is to hit subscribe and comment down below. If you'd like to reach out to the team, consider doing that, gettingtabled@gmail.com. Consider subscribing to our Patreon. For only $2 a month, you get early access to almost every single video that we do. Our most active social media is facebook.com/gettingtabled. It's where you'll find everything first. There's also a Discord. There's an invite on screen right now. If you type that in, it'll give you instant access. If you're on Twitter or Instagram, you can find us at gettingtabled. It's not the most active, but it's something we're trying to use more all the time. Come and check out Jason the Bruce at Twitch. He does both video game and hobby content. And of course, without question, Play more games.